Sports Podcast. I said, welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Prano. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Port Hueneme, California, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
Good morning.
We didn't record yesterday. Did we record on Thursday of last week?
We did.
So we didn't record yesterday, and we recorded Thursday of last week because you went on a trip.
I did.
Now, I want to hear all about your trip. But before I hear about your trip, I just want everybody to know that I'm making a trip in the near future to New Brunswick, New Jersey. On November 20th, I'll be headlining Stress Factory in New Brunswick, New Jersey. You can see it right here in the graphics in my lower third, as we call it in the biz. So if you want to come see me headline Stress Factory, New Brunswick, New Jersey, it's a great club. I'll be there that Thursday myself. Long set, probably an hour, maybe more. Who knows? And then Friday and Saturday, I'll be with Rocky Dale Davis there. But only come on Friday and Saturday if you can't make it on Thursday, because your boy needs some folks in the crowd. So come out. Now, Andy, where did you go? Because there was a lot of talk.
I wasn't too far from you.
From me? Here?
Yeah.
Where were you?
Scottsdale, Arizona, baby.
Wow. This is the most Ohio vacation of all time. They're like, we're going to Scottsdale. November, just hanging out by the pool.
I kept calling it Ho Valley. Valley Ho.
Valley Ho
was the resort.
Okay.
Little
why do I keep spa action?
What's that?
Little pool spa.
She wanted that, and still learning, because we haven't really done much trips together, sadly. So
we're learning what she's about.
She's like, wow, like you go. I'm all about like relax by the pool, get a massage, facial, have a margarita. You're like, I'm gonna go hike Camelback Mountain and then run back to the resort like a psycho and be gone all day doing that. I was like, yeah, that's how I am. She's like, you just can't sit still. Like, you're just like, I want to check this out and go for a walk.
You're like, this is a nice pool. It'd be even nicer if there was volleyball.
But we anyway, yeah, we got a nice little getaway. We've been together 4 years now. Nice to be in 85-degree weather. Thank you. And then come home.
Your longest relationship by a landslide.
Well,
who's the silver medal? Who and how long?
Jenny. I don't know. Like maybe 15 months or something.
Okay.
But we left Arizona. It was 85 yesterday. Right. Perfect. It snowed here yesterday. Our car was at the airport. Like our car was covered in snow. I had on a hoodie, and I'm like, I had to like it wasn't a ton, but it was enough that like I had to keep getting in the car. It was 28 degrees and it said feels like 17. It was one of those, like, I had to keep getting in the car. Luckily I brought a scraper because it said it might snow. But my point is, like, I had to keep getting in the car because I wasn't equipped to scrape off the ice in the snow. So yeah.
Welcome back, buddy.
Thanks, man. But realistically, should have just got by myself. Shots fired.
What does that mean?
It means learn how to enjoy a trip away from the kids. That's what it means.
Just a lot of checking in at home.
Mm-hmm. Checking the Nanit, which is the app where they sleep. Just saying.
First trip.
And then it was, we shouldn't have done this.
Wow. Just serious attachment issues?
No, I mean, to be fair, we have right before it happened, we've hit the worst stage we've ever hit with Molly. Like, we never had to deal with this with Isla. Molly will be 10 months next week. Like she stands up. She can stand, right? So she now at this age,
she's gifted.
What's up?
She's gifted.
no, she's not. I'm not saying no. I was just saying she's at that age where she can stand, and she will stand in her bed about an hour in and continue to do this. Fall asleep, scream, go psycho, wants to be held, then put her back, night sleep for 30 to 45, stand again. So like, I mean, to be fair, we were dropping that on her parents.
Little rum, little rum on the gums, little rum gums.
Yeah. I mean, it's whatever it takes, right? So like, to be fair, but my mentality is like, nothing we can do here.
Yeah.
And like nothing we can do here. So like, it is what it is. But like, she's like, new rules. Like, the kid's got to be at least a year old, or like has to be at least sleeping through the night, which again is fair, but no lie, this like just started. It's pure hell. I was dealing with it last night. Pure hell.
Did you get to watch any football while you were there?
I watched some. And then I came home and I couldn't watch Monday Night Football because our flight, I'm sure you've seen all the news.
Oh yeah, my flights are already delayed. My flight's been canceled actually to New York, so we had to rebook.
We same thing. It was kept delayed. Oh, it's moved back. It's delayed. Like, so we got in late, and then I was like, as we get in, we're like, let's put the girls to bed, and I go, and then no. Literally, the girls are in bed. I'm like, oh, I'm starving. I'm gonna go grab a calzone from La Rosa's and watch some Monday Night Football. Come back home. Nope. Thanks, guys.
Well, you didn't miss much on Monday Night Football.
You know what though? Here's my thing on this. And obviously, it's too just rich. First of all, I can't believe, and I watched. I didn't see any highlights. I can't believe. Do you think they were forced to have Disney CEO on Manningcast?
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. You weren't even allowed. You couldn't watch Monday Night Football because you don't.
No.
The deal with YouTube's not done. I thought you were telling me your baby got in the way. You got out.
No. That's what I'm saying. The kids were in bed.
Andy, how did you not plan for this workaround? We had so many options for you.
Well, because I didn't plan because again I was like coming home and then my flight was delayed and I just, not to make excuses, but then I was just like, I'm like, you finally catch a minute and you're like, oh, it's 8:45, 9 o'clock. Oh, I can get in the first quarter. Oh, I don't have anything. Now, obviously, I could go on a website, but I was like, I just want to eat my dinner in front of my TV and relax. And then I see, Bob Iger's going on Manningcast, and I'm thinking, like, really? I wonder if he was forced, because, like, Peyton and Eli kind of let me down seeing that. I'm not going to lie.
I watched some of it, and it didn't hit me until a few minutes in, and then I got distracted, and I do my 3-room TV action where I can just bounce throughout the house while I'm doing shit. We're preparing to leave on Wednesday, so I don't know if it was addressed. Is there?
I don't think it was.
Yeah, so that's worse. I think if the point is to have the guy on, and listen, you're still being a corporate shill if you have the guy on and he talks about it. And he pleads his case, and you don't give him any pushback and whatever. But at least it would be addressed. I agree. This guy's going to sit here, because I did watch 10 minutes of it, and they're doing jokes about Tom Coughlin's the original Frozen and blah 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 and all this, and I'm like, I wonder if they're going to say anything.
So why is he on?
Big Packers fan.
But no one cares about it. Like, bring on the CEO of Boeing. My point is, like, you can bring on any CEO of Starbucks, IBM. I'm just saying, like here's my thing. And again, like we're siding with like two devils, basically, like two behemoths. But at the end of the day, like for me personally, this is what Disney, and I've seen people say this of like, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. My take is this, dude, I'm not getting rid of YouTube TV. Like, because there's other people in my house who watch a bunch of shit on there. I watch the sports programming on ESPN, on ABC. So like, you got to realize that a lot of people are in my boat. Like, I'm not going to, if gun to my head, if I'm choosing a side, it's YouTube TV, no doubt, for that very reason. And to the point that like last night, and probably I was thinking irrationally because I'm on a flight.
But there is no choosing a side because it'll eventually get worked out. It's the same thing that's going on with the government. We're just doing a whole dog and pony show and being like, we're going to shut it down. And then the Democrats are like, fine, we give up. It's fine.
No, I agree. I agree. It's total dog and pony show. But like, my point is I was so annoyed last night. And then I saw that this guy was going to be on. I was like, fuck Disney. Like, fuck you guys. I want to cancel my subscription for my kid. But then again, you know, I'm not going down that because then I'm like, well, they got me because guess what? It's connected to Hulu and it's connected to HBO. So they got me. And by the way, that was just like...
Thanks for pointing out that it's connected to Hulu. Anyway, we want to talk to you about the new show, Chad Powers. What do you think of... I know you're a big Packers fan. What would it be like if Chad Powers was quarterback in this drive? Make a prediction.
You know, I don't know. Whatever. Like, it sucks that 2 Monday night back-to-back games haven't been seen. Now, especially, though, with me having the Sunday ticket, which is on YouTube, it's like I get to watch every game, just not this one.
Right.
Now, obviously, it was a low-scoring game and defensive battle. Big win for the Eagles. So then it's like, you know, I don't know if like what you watch Sunday. I did end up getting to watch a fair amount. It's like you watch the Rams and like everybody's like the Rams and the Seahawks right now are kind of the cream of the crop of the NFC, and everybody kind of put after that day of games, they put the Eagles below them, but now everybody's like, well, that's a tough win in Lambeau.
Yeah.
Like they're right there.
The you know, when you talk cream of the crop, obviously defense wins championships, but the Packers have struggled, have gone through, you know, long stretches of not being able to move the ball. And, you know, when you look at last year's Eagles run, I think that any non-Eagles fan would essentially be like, oh, think if you play that game in a neutral field, certainly in LA, even maybe in Philly, but just not in the fucking crippling snow, the Rams might be the only team that beat the Eagles. The Rams just look so good. And
I agree.
Yeah. The Seahawks, come on. When we talk the Seahawks are the cream of the crop, I'm saying
how they're playing.
Right. But I'll you know, when you talk about what's fraudulent out there, right? Like, I'm not saying that the Seahawks offense is fraudulent, but if you gave me a playoff matchup where a Seahawks team has to go on the road to Philadelphia and we're going to go defense versus offense here, we're going to go game manager versus Sam Darnold, I'll take the Eagles all day. Now, vice versa, if you told me it was Eagles Rams, I'm taking the Rams all day.
For sure.
And these are I'm not even like, oh, well, 60-40. Like, I'm taking the Eagles all day in a playoff matchup against the Seahawks, and I'm taking the Rams all day in a matchup against the Eagles.
Well,
we've got to talk about, you know, really got to talk about the most important thing. Matthew Stafford, an incredible career. I mean, in my opinion, one of the best quarterbacks of our modern era. And he's 1 win away, Andy. I don't know if you know this. He's now 1 win away for being eligible for the Hall of Fame. It's exciting. He finally pulled a 500 record. He's been a bad quarterback his whole career, and now he's an even quarterback. He's so close to being a good quarterback. Just one win away.
I assume that is a vouch for Eli right there.
Oh, I don't know. I just know, Matt Stafford, as good as he is he that good? Just under 500 his whole career. Meanwhile, Russell Wilson out there with like a 600 winning percentage.
Why are you bringing Russell? Why are you bringing my guy into
this? You got to just talk about the elite guys who just like win games, except for, of course, this week when he got in the game and turned the team to fucking dog shit.
Well, hold on. You're addressing a few things there. One.
Yeah, many.
I want to first touch on Stafford.
Okay.
He'd be, if I had a vote, clearly I don't. He'd be my MVP right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it'd be tough, him and Jonathan Taylor. But sorry, quarterback bias, and maybe that's not justified, but I'm going the leader of a team that's 7-2 now. They have a great defense and great coach and all those things, but he's got the numbers to back it up. He's got the record to back it up. He looks fucking good, man. He looks really good. And he's dealing with that wife. So, like, I'm throwing him some points there.
Yeah.
He's got the wife doing the podcast on the side. He's tuning out that noise. So, Stafford's my MVP right now. But again, I got Jonathan Taylor right there.
I like it.
So
I don't really know. I don't even really know what the argument otherwise is. I mean, I know the argument from other people in terms of the running, like not Jonathan Taylor, but I don't know the argument for a quarterback that's not Stafford right now.
Yeah, I don't think there is one. It looks great. Like the offense couldn't be stopped. That Niners game. I basically watched that whole game.
My only incorrect pick of the week in all of my bets, I went all dogs this weekend. All dogs. All of my bets this weekend, I went 7 for 8.
Yeah, I wish I picked those 7.
7 for 8, except for the Niners not being able to cover against the Rams.
Well, I wish I'd have been. I was 3 of 7. Missed on Minnesota, missed on Arizona, missed on the Niners, and missed on Pittsburgh. Ugh.
You knew you were getting Jacoby Brissoli.
Yeah, he's been playing well. I was like, he'll keep this game close. No. He went full Brissoli. Never go full Brissoli. It's crazy though. It's just kind of a wacky year. The Bills get absolutely thumped down in Miami.
I like that. I picked that one. That was just a Miami. I didn't think they were going to win the game.
Yeah, I did too.
It was a big spread, and then Miami. All these teams hate going to Miami, and like once it starts getting cold, which is weird. You think they'd be ecstatic about it?
Yeah. Did you see what Mike McDaniel did?
Did he like troll a Bills bar? Yeah, it's insane.
He's such. I'm sorry. Like I'm borderline calling you a loser. Look what he did. So this isn't the best. I mean, it doesn't have the full tweet. I don't know why I hate this. Does this? It cuts it off. But
was he, or did somebody just get a picture of him there?
That's him.
No, I know.
They're claiming he drove by this a bar in Miami that the Bills fans take over. That's what this is. Claiming he drove by.
Well, if he went out of his way to drive by purposefully, then I agree. He is a loser. It's like, bro, you're on. You might not make it through the season.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this was your Super Bowl. You're 3-7.
Yeah.
I mean, the Patriots in firm command right now.
I got. I mean, they were underdogs.
Seven in a row. Drake May is the other person everybody's talking about for MVP.
Stafford, Taylor, Drake May.
Yeah, it's those 3.
Well, no one's talking about Taylor except us.
Let's pull up the old odds out of curiosity.
It's going to go Stafford, Mahomes, Drake May, Stafford Mahomes is 1-2, right?
This is on FanDuel. Drake May and Stafford together plus 300. Taylor plus 500.
Wow.
Mahomes plus 600. Josh Allen plus 700. Sam Darnold plus 900.
Well, that's great. We love that.
Yeah. Wild. Absolutely wild. And then I did get to watch obviously Sunday night, which was not a good game for the Steelers. Disgusting, bro.
Have we hit too long into the season for Aaron Rodgers to still be competent and not he looks skittish.
Well, he was getting his ass kicked. I don't think
we're there. Was he getting his ass kicked?
What?
Was he getting his ass kicked? Or was he getting pressured?
Well, the good news is for him, he has the Bengals defense next week. So
right.
Live to fight another day. In arguably a must-win game to where the Ravens are coming from now. I don't know. I stand by it, right? I've said it all along. Here you come, the Ravens. I think they're the odds-on favorite now to win that division. I still think everybody's just like sleeping on the Chiefs. But I heard something, and I don't know why he used this, why he said a neutral site, but I did hear Chris Collinsworth while they were calling that game, and obviously they're playing the Chargers, so
I'll still take the Chiefs on a neutral site.
Yeah, so he says to Mike Tirico, he goes, okay, neutral site. And he brings up, I forget who always said. He's like, Chargers, Broncos. I think he said Colts. I don't know if he threw in the Patriots.
On a neutral site, I still take the Chiefs. Also, if I didn't have sight, I feel like I would be able to still tell you if I was holding Patrick Mahomes' balls in my mouth.
So he said neutral, but I'm thinking, okay, like we agree. And Tirico's like, I agree. I'm like, I think everybody would agree on a neutral site in the playoffs is what was the scenario. I was like, but they don't play on a neutral site.
Well, also, I don't even necessarily know if I agree with that. Like, I think at this point, the Chiefs kind of need Arrowhead. I mean, is he talking about in the AFC or he's talking about league-wide?
I think he's talking league-wide.
Because let's talk about one thing. The Rams play at a neutral site.
That's true. This is very true.
You think the neutral site is Chris Collinsworth's neutral site some like utopia that's like sort of indoors and sort of outdoors, but there's turf. All the fans are nice.
So you think
it's all just Marianne Does? It's just all AI Marianne Does. Just a stadium full of like AI generated fake fans.
So wait a second. You think the Chiefs need to play at home though? I don't.
I mean, okay, listen. In the playoffs right now, we're looking at, in the AFC. I guess it depends on what we're talking about. Like,
here's my thing. Oh, okay. Let's
you think they beat every AFC team that's a playoff team right now on the road?
I'm not saying they beat everybody. It's a playoffs. Anything can happen. If I had to bet, yeah, I'm taking Mahomes over a rookie or second-year guy, Drake May.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking him over Josh Allen, who he's beaten every fucking time in the playoffs. Yeah, I'm taking him over Lamar. I don't care where they play. Yeah, I'm taking him over Bo Nix and Sean Payton.
But we're also saying, there's two different things because
I'm just saying head to head.
Chris Collinsworth well, I'll take Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So, like you said, the game isn't played at a neutral site. It can only be a Chiefs game or a road game or obviously they're not going to play an NFC well, I guess they can play the Chargers, neutral site game. But I don't know. Like, as everybody's obviously so down on the Bills, their performance and how they look. They're 2 games back, et cetera, et cetera. And that game would never occur. Right now, the Bills are 2 games out of winning their own division. So they're not getting a home game unless they really turn things on. But I don't know. I'm not out on the Bills because they lose a random Miami game.
I didn't say I was on the Bills either. By the way, speaking of that, my buddy Chuck, who's watching, he just sent me a video. He goes, I think it was on purpose. Let's see what we got here. The Mike McDaniel trolling. I haven't seen this. Let's see what he sent me. I think we got it here. Yeah, it looks pretty obvious. You're a fucking loser, bro.
I mean, I agree.
You're a fucking loser. You're 3-7, dude. Like,
weirdly, I don't know if you know this. Daboll trolled the Giants bar after the game on Sunday. He's like, got you guys again. He had Russ in the front seat. He's like, Giants country, let's ride.
Russ has got a one bite of Subway gone. What's the thought right now though for the Giants with Daboll?
What's the thought? Well, they fired him.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying like to me this is look, I understand why they fired him, but I think it's a little more complicated just because like Jackson Dart was his guy.
Jackson Dart's going to be whoever's guy fucking steps in the building.
But I did see, but did you see this post? This is such a damning post. I mean, obviously you could say the last few years in general, but this one against the Cowboys, Broncos, and Bears, the Giants had a 92.3% chance to win, 99.3 and 96.9 chance, all winning those games in the fourth quarter. The odds of all those happening is 1 in 60,000.
There was another game that they were up 10 in the fourth quarter, right?
Besides these 3?
There's a fourth game.
I didn't realize that.
They have 4 playoff losses, 4 losses, I think, where they 4 road losses this year where they were up 10 points or more.
Yeah.
How about Daboll was willing to sacrifice Start's health to save his own job? Dark took 77 hits in 7 starts and was evaluated for a concussion 4 times this year.
Wow.
Led all QBs with 25 design runs. Didn't start until week 4.
Trying to give his boy CTE.
Here's the thing about Daboll. I was a Daboll fan. And if there's ever a guy to make this comparison, if there's ever a guy to make this analogy, I'm going Top Gun analogy. You guys ready? Daboll is Cougar.
Oh man.
Daboll. Now we didn't see Cougar prior to the beginning of Top Gun.
But he made it to Top Gun.
Well, Cougar didn't make it to Top Gun.
Oh, that's right. He did.
Cougar couldn't even land his fucking plane.
That's right. That's why Maverick and Goose.
Cougar had a 10-point fourth quarter lead on the road, and Maverick had to fucking put his airplane on the line. And him and Goose had to go up there with no gas to try to get Cougar just to fucking land. Cougar, need to land this plane, man. But here's what we do know about Cougar, despite not seeing it. Everybody talks about Cougar. He was the best. Iceman, Slider, Maverick, Goose. Everybody's sorry about what happened to Cougar. When Daboll came into the Giants, Daboll had some Cougar. Daboll had some Maverick. Daboll had some. You think up there, you're dead. Cougar was flying on instinct. And he came in first game of the Daboll tenure. He goes for 2 down a point at the end of week 1 on the road against the Titans team that at the time was coming off a great year. Win. Nutsack. Maverick shit. Buzz the tower. Now, over the course of his tenure, he went from guy who fucking goes for it, plays to win, makes the playoffs, wins a playoff game year 1, to doesn't believe in Daniel Jones, to puts Daniel Jones in positions to fail because he's trying to save his own job, to gets new quarterback who he believes in that he literally runs into the ground. He's dragging him by his foot out of the blue tent to play because he's scared. Dart is his map. Dart, he can't fucking land a plane without Dart on his wing going, all right, keep it steady, keep it steady, keep it steady. And now what happened? Now Dart is goose. Dart is in the water bleeding from his head because he hit the canopy.
It's unbelievable.
And me, I got darts ahead of my hands, you know. I'm like, oh,
who's the black dude?
Dart's hot ass blonde.
Who's the black pilot?
Yeah, exactly. That's Russell Wilson who has to come in and try to do it after a fucking Dart.
I was gonna say the black dude's gotta be Russ.
Unbelievable. Yeah, like here's the thing. Daboll just lost his edge entirely, and it happened in stages. And it's like, bro, your whole goal, you came in with the perfect attitude. Win football games any way you fucking can. Go for 2.
Yeah.
Go whatever. And then it became, I mean, they're the ones who signed Jones, which at the time it was so obvious. You can say whatever you want about the contract, but it was so obvious. If you don't know what you're doing here and you only have one franchise tag and you can only just franchise tag Jones and pay Saquon. Because if you're not sure whether or not you believe in your quarterback, fine. Give him the running back. Give him his little whoopee. Give him his security blanket. And do what the Redskins did with Kirk Cousins and evaluate. They did the complete opposite thing. They paid Jones. They let Saquon walk. And then he wants to blame Jones. And then he wants to coach in a way. The last year was him an entire year of throwing Daniel Jones under the bus.
Yeah.
It's an entire year of it. You're just going, look, it's not my fault. I have this guy. He's not good. Without him, we'd be great. You got your quarterback. By the way, Jackson Dart is better than Daniel Jones. It's not close. But it was still despicable, irresponsible, selfish. All the things you did to Daniel Jones were wrong. You didn't put him in a position to succeed. There's tons of quarterbacks in the league right now, from Jared Goff to Sam Darnold to all these guys, to Baker Mayfield, to all these guys who got into a situation, whether it be with McVay or Kevin O'Connor or whoever, or even Ben Johnson, where you're like, hey, we're going to make it easy on you because you're not Mahomes. You're not Josh Allen. And Daboll didn't do that. Maybe he's just incapable of doing that, but it just became every season had a completely different thing. I'm coming in guns a-blazing. I'm coming in Maverick style, hair on fire. Then it became, oh, did we make the right move? Did we not make the right move? Iffy. Then it became, fuck this. I'm not getting fired. I hate this guy. I'm throwing him under the bus. And then it became, this guy's my horse. I'll ride him into the fucking ground. And the truth is, even if Daboll was Tom Coughlin, okay, he's not outlasting Jackson Dart in the league unless something terrible happens to Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's going to be in the league a long time. And I think the truth is the fourth quarter, blowing the fourth quarters, that's 1 in 60,000 chance. The fact that if the Giants didn't blow only double-digit fourth quarter leads with less than 6 minutes remaining, they'd be 6-4. If they only didn't blow those games, they'd be 6-4.
Yeah.
And I still think that has less to do with him being fired than him taking the guy who has turned the feeling about the franchise around and just been like, I don't care whether he lives or dies, I'm not getting fired. And it's like, bro, that's exactly why you're getting fired. You're getting fired because you put yourself ahead of your player safety, the good of the team, the good of the franchise, which is you're out, bro.
Yeah.
You're out. Never leave your wingman.
So who's that guy is my question.
Who's the guy that becomes the Giants head coach?
They look in offense, they look in defense, doesn't matter.
Listen, I haven't even begun to get in the, but like we have Kafka taking over. I don't think that's the guy, but of course then he's a Mahomes developed, he helped develop Patrick Mahomes and blah, 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 blah. And his play calling's been better than Daboll and blah. So, I think that there is going to be an evaluation here for the rest of the year. And I think that's part of this decision to do it now, because the Giants typically don't fire people midseason. I think that's part of the decision is they are going to evaluate him. Do I love it? No, I do not. And then you've got a situation where like, all right, does Steve Spagnuolo get another shot as a head coach?
No. That'd be a terrible idea, in my opinion. He's just a great DC. Some guys just aren't head coach material. He's a great DC.
That's fine. I'm just saying this is where you pull from when you're looking for a head coach, is you pull from guys who are elite coordinators on teams that win a lot of football games. He has a history with the Giants. I'm just throwing out there. Who do I want to be hired? I don't know who is going to get hired. I'm throwing out the people that I think are going to come up as the guys going to get hired. There's another LaFleur, right? Is McVay's offensive coordinator. You've got,
But McVay's calling the plays.
What's that?
But Sean McVay calls the plays.
Listen. What do you want me to tell you? I'm telling you where they go. I don't think the New York Football Giants at this point are going to look in college for a coach. I don't think they're pulling up, Steve Sarkisian or whatever.
I was I don't think they should. I guess you're just responding to my question.
I'm responding with these are the guys that that are out there that they're gonna go. Whose offense is good? Whose defense is good? Who's been a coordinator for a long time? This is why, by the way.
What about Brian Callahan?
It's possible. This is why, by the way, I said go get fucking Vrabel last year. 2 years ago, I believe I said it. And that was me saying I like Daboll. But I'd rather have Vrabel. But it's like, this is where we're at in the league right now. Like, where are you going to go?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who's like the hot guy. There's always like the hot commodity. I don't know who that is this year. I feel like there was a lot of guys before. It's a good question. I don't know.
I think that this is certainly they didn't fire Shane. They say he's going to be a part of the evaluating the next coach process. I think that they're going to evaluate Kafka as the potential guy. And then I think they're obviously going to see who does really well down the stretch in the league. The Lions just lost their coordinator, so you're not taking anybody from a team who's just re-upped. You're not taking a Lions guy or an Eagles guy. Those teams are going to be there. So now we're talking about the Rams. We're talking about, I don't know, the offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks because Darnold looks some sort of way, or Joe Brady, who basically just slid into Daboll's role in Buffalo.
Well, I mean, there's talk of a lot of people are upset with Brady right now in Buffalo, actually.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. It'll definitely be interesting. Do we want to get to any calls? Yeah, let's get to some calls.
Okay.
We got some NFL calls related as we're talking. Here's an idea. I'll be curious what you have to say about this. As far as the NFL is concerned.
Hey, Andy. Hey, Joe. It's former number 2 ranked DirtBall Thomas Anderson calling in.
Let's go.
Thomas Anderson. Listen to that.
Wow.
The original sign holder of Doris Burke's dick.
Love that.
I mean, this guy, this is 11 years later. He probably runs his own business at this point. I mean, it's all grown up. Anyway.
Great discussion about the MLB on Monday. That got me researching the MLB, and in 2004, they tried to contract teams. And that got me thinking, I think the NFL needs to contract at least 2 teams. There are not enough good quarterbacks. They're not a good enough offensive lineman, and it's a shame to have to watch the Jets play on television every week. So I'd like to ask you guys, what are 2 NFL teams that y'all would select to contract? Mine would be the Jets and the Browns, pretty easy. Bengals might be in that conversation, but would love to know what y'all think. Stay dirty, and condoms are for the college football playoff committee.
Appreciate it, Thomas. Okay, so NFL contraction, which probably would never happen.
Right.
Ever.
Because we're
they want to add teams.
Everything's even now.
Yeah, 32. They want to add teams.
Yeah.
They want to go overseas. They want to.
Now we could talk about this. Let's imagine in this world. Let's take the situation where okay, we're and also let's address one thing in the call. There's not enough good quarterbacks. There's not a good whatever. The NFL loves that. The NFL loves that the bottom 5 teams are newsworthy. Everybody's newsworthy because now it's who's getting this quarterback, who's sucking for luck, who's tanking for Tua, who's fucking parched for Arch. The NFL is incredible at making you care when your team is dog shit.
Yeah, it's true.
So if the NFL draft, which they sell tickets to watch guys get a job.
Great Lachlan bit.
Yeah. And then you're traveling. You're like, well, I guess we got to go to Green Bay this year because we love watching dudes in suits. Get a new hat. They love that they can monetize teams being inept. And they love that they can monetize the hope that you have that, this kid's going to turn it all around. He's going to be our Mahomes. He's going to be our Peyton Manning. He's going to be our whatever. So they don't feel that way. But in a world where, let's just say, instead of an expansion and instead of a retraction, we're going to put a team in London. We're putting the London Big Bens and we're putting the Dubai Dragons. And now we're going to zero out 2 franchises, send all their players into the player pool, have an expansion draft. What 2 teams got to go? The Jets is a no-brainer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Major market?
The Jets is a no-brainer. The Jets, to me, are so fucking bad.
You know what my no-brainer is?
What?
Jags.
Okay.
They've never had the support. I don't know why you put a team in Jacksonville. The whole Florida thing just doesn't work in sports. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Well, there's 3 teams down there.
Yeah. I know.
So, I mean, it's working for the Bucks. It's working for the Dolphins.
Has it?
Well, I mean, there's
Has it worked for the Dolphins? What do the Jags bring to the table? What do the Jags bring to the table?
No, nothing. I mean, the Jags have been earmarked for London forever.
That's my point.
But you also got to go. Here's what the Jets have been. The Jets have been terribly bad. Their fan base slides into a new fan base very easily. You just become Giants fans.
Okay.
We don't have to split a stadium, which is ludicrous. So to me, the Jets is obvious. And then I got to be honest. I agree with you. The Jags feels very obvious. But there are also 2 orange and brown, orange and black teams in Ohio that both fucking stink. You guys have to become one team. You have to become the Columbus fucking whatevers. You have to become the Columbus orange fucking.
So you're
juice.
saying either the Browns or the Bengals are gone?
I'm saying what I'm actually saying is both gone, and they have to become a new team, and that could be the third part of our expansion. So Jags to London, Jets to Dubai, Browns and Bengals become one team.
Wow. I don't hate it.
You're the Ohio failures or whatever you guys are. The Ohio presidents. The Ohio State Buckeyes.
I was just about to say that. I'm looking at the division realignment.
But now, hold on, Andy. Here we go. You get rid of the Jets and the Jags. Browns and...
I didn't even say Jets yet. I just said Jags.
I know. I'm saying if you get rid of the Jets and the Jags, they go over there, right? You take the Bengals down to one team. The Bengals and the Browns down to one team. We're back to needing a team. So, Jags to London, Jets to Dubai, Ohio State, the Ohio Orange, whatever's, and now we can put a new team in there. Again.
You put one in Texas, San Antonio,
Texas. We already have 2 teams in Texas.
I'm just saying, are they worthy of a third? I'd argue maybe.
I don't know. It feels like if Texas is going to get a third team, why don't we just go into like Oklahoma City or whatever, where they love football anyway.
Close by.
Across the border.
We have
the Blue Jays situation. Why don't we go to the Mexican Guadalupes?
Ooh.
God, can you imagine? By the way, move the Raiders to Mexico City immediately. You want to fucking... And then we could put a different team in Vegas.
There's a lot of options here. But the Chargers, are they up possibly?
They should be.
Yeah.
Because again, the sharing a stadium thing. Stop it. What are we doing?
Also, the Chargers, they have no fan base.
But also the Chargers and the Rams have no fan base. So like the Rams have a bigger.
When is that going to happen? I was thinking that watching that.
The Rams have a bigger fan base, but
how long does that take? Generations? Like the kids have to grow up and then become adults?
Pretty much, and then reproduce and make 2 more Chargers fans.
I'm talking more for the Rams, because the Rams have had pretty good success the last 9-10 years since they've been out there. Like, how long is it?
And Rams fans, like, it feels like Dodgers fans should just slide. Dodgers, Lakers, Rams should just slide in. Unfortunately, you got Dodgers, Lakers, Duke basketball, Dallas Cowboys. Because they're the new Yankees.
Yeah. All right, let's bang on another NFL call. and then we'll move on.
Good to hear from you, Tommy Anderson, though.
Yeah. Much love. This one is gonna, this one's gonna analyze me. Speaking of the Bengals, we have an assessment of the situation at this point.
What's going on, Andy and Joe? This is Hunter from Michigan, calling in with a theory about Ruther's obsession with the Bengals. To be honest, I really do feel like most people are in Joe's position, where we are just kind of going, yeah, the Bengals suck, we don't care, move on. But I think that the theory of Ruther being a secret fan of the Bengals currently is actually wrong. Ruther, I do believe you when you say that you are not a fan of the Bengals and you want them to lose. But I think the reason that you are being truthful in that statement is the fact that the Bengals to you are kind of like a spurned lover. I think we all know somebody or know of somebody who still kind of secretly stalks their ex on social media, or, he tries to hear about them through the grapevine and still wishes for them to be unhappy, to be unsuccessful, etc. I think that Ruther has a scorned lover relationship with the Bengals, and from now until the end of time, unless, maybe the Brown family is no longer the owners, he's just going to secretly wish for the destruction of said organization. That's my theory. Let me know what you guys think. Catch you later.
Appreciate it, Hunter.
So I love this theory. I really do. Can I talk about this before you tackle it?
Yeah.
So I love this theory. I think you are acting toward the Bengals exactly how a spurned lover in the internet age feels about their ex. You're on their Reddit. You're looking at their stories from your burner account.
No, I don't look from a burner. I just look from.
No, I know, but I'm saying that's the Instagram equivalent. The Instagram equivalent is like, I got my burner set up so that I can look at his stories and not whatever. But as somebody who has been in this relationship in real life, there's always two sides. Now, obviously, it's not a one-to-one comparison because the Bengals aren't checking in on Andy Ruther. That doesn't even make sense. They're an entity. You're a person. You're definitely but that person, when you have that relationship, like I had a very toxic relationship. And I know for a fact, because I had to block that person on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Venmo. I had to block that person in Google Photos because they were messaging me. I had to block them across the board. The person that does the stalking, they hate you, but it's because they still want to be with you. So I still think that deep down, Ruther is a Bengals fan.
Well, I don't know what that means.
I think deep down,
that means I want them to win. I don't.
No, I don't think that's what that means. Listen, I went through a heavy phase of Knicks fandom where I wanted them to lose because it was better for them to lose. And I wanted them to fix their franchise and whatever. But I think the truth is you grew up a Bengals fan, you rooted for the Bengals, and I don't think that you actively are rooting for their demise now, because if you didn't care, then you just wouldn't care.
Well, look, there's truth to that. It's obviously been ramped up since I moved back here. Like I think that's important. This wasn't really. No, I was not looking at their. It's true. I live in the city, so I'm surrounded by it.
I'd love to know. I'd love to go through the years of Dirty. I'd love to go through the last 2 to 3 years. I'd love to go through the years of Dirty Sports post Andy declaring he's done to his move to Cincinnati and see how many episodes just included the phrase Andy rants on the Bengals.
Well, Joe, they've also had they've also had a franchise quarterback. Like I know what you're saying, and if guys don't want to hear about the Bengals, I totally understand that, especially this year. But to be fair, Joe Burrow, year 2, year 3, they're a contender. You know, they get the Heisman winner. They get the number 1 draft pick who, look, I'm critical in a lot of regards, but I also know he's 5-2 in the playoffs. My point is, like, he still has accomplished some things. So they're going to be in our discussion, right? At times, like Joe Burrow practiced yesterday, which it's like, we're not going to discuss should he or shouldn't he play. Like that should be omitted from our episode. I would argue we'd be discussing a lot. If Patrick Mahomes came back and they were 3-6, we'd be discussing should he play. Now, obviously, he's not on Mahomes' level. We'd be discussing that.
He shouldn't play, by the way.
And I agree.
Because what are we playing for?
And I agree. The offense has been just fine without him. So we agree. But look, yeah, is it complicated? It's like, it's like, when I get this question. So we're at the hotel, Ho Valley, as I call it, Valley Ho in Scottsdale, and the guy at the front. I said, like, where's some good spots to watch football? He's like, well, we'll have games, the one TV by the pool bar, and then we'll have TVs on in our restaurant here. And he's like, yeah, tough morning for my Vikings. I'm from Minnesota, and it's like, we should have kept Darnold. And I was like, oh, no, I don't think of course I can't resist. I'm like, you shouldn't have, because he's not going to win the playoffs. And he's like, so where are you from? I was like, Cincinnati. He's like, oh, so Bengals. And I was like, I go, no, it's complicated. He goes, so who you want to watch today? I go, I just want to watch football, man. Like, that's my response. I just want to watch football. I love the game. I love the National Football League. Like, that's my jam. Like, and when I say to you, it's complicated, it is. It's complicated. Like, I don't know what to tell you, but there's definitely a hope of, like, one day they'll be freed from this shackle of a family, but I don't think that's realistic.
I mean, you're basically saying you hope one day you could get back together with the Bengals. You're a Bengals fan, and that's okay.
Doesn't make me, but that doesn't make me a fan right now.
No, I understand that.
Oh, look, my sports fandom, I would argue, is complicated. It's like the Reds. It's like, I haven't gone to a Reds game in 4 years, man. 4 fucking years. Right? But, like, I have so many fond memories of the Reds. It's depressing now, not just for what that guy said, but, like, feeling like, oh, I don't think they have a chance, or, whatever it is. But it's the same thing. It's like, now you're right. Now, to be fair, and to the caller, I'm not going on the Reds Reddit ever. I'm not investing time and energy into the Reds. I'm just not. That's kind of been my mentality of, like, I know I'll go back at a certain point, especially when I have girls that are older that can, like, enjoy a baseball game. Like, oh, it'd be nice to take the girls down to the ballpark. Like, don't get me wrong.
Speaking of Bengals Reddit, I texted you this last week. I was like, I've joked a few times about fellow Brunswick School alum Bill Simmons checking in on the show. I like that they randomly decided that Tommy Boy was going to be what they called the Titans coach and whatever. The other day, I'm listening to the show and Bill goes, I'm on Bengals Reddit, and I was like, okay, we've reached a saturation point. I was talking to my buddy Randy Ruther on Bengals Reddit the other day. I was having a conversation with Trill Simmons. This guy, his name's Justin Wood. He's a guy who hangs out at the Thunderbird in Santa Monica. I know him from there, but he goes by Trill Simmons. He's a big Bengals fan. He's on Bengals Reddit a lot. I was like, okay, we've now reached a point where this is turned on its head. And then actually the way I kind of was like, Now I actually do kind of believe it. He's like, I mean, I'm on all the teams' Reddits, and I was like, well, okay.
So Bill Simmons was saying that.
Yeah, Bill Simmons.
Now hold on. To be fair, was it the post that went viral about season tickets?
No. He's
so
just like,
I love
going to. He's like, I love going to NFL teams' Reddits. I was on Bengals Reddit the other day. He's like, I mean, I'm on all the Reddits, but I was on Bengals Reddit the other day. I was like, you're on Bengals Reddit.
Oh, so it wasn't the viral season ticket post.
No.
Because I was like, that one, everybody's okay. That is interesting. Bill Simmons is on Bengals Reddit.
I like to check in on all the teams' Reddits.
That's hilarious. Yeah. That's crazy.
He's like, I decided to check out Bengals Reddit after my friend from Thunderbird, Trill Simmons, showed me his TJ Hushmanzada Pro Bowl jersey. Said he got it from China. It's wild.
That's hilarious. Now you got me curious to hear what all he had to say.
He was literally just like, I was on Bengals Reddit, and then he's
you're
like,
telling me
I'm on all the Reddits.
You're telling me Bill Simmons is the time to go check out NFL fan Reddits? No fucking way. No way. Okay. Let me just pull up the standings here real quick. NFL playoff. Of these teams, okay, let me ask you this. Do the Bears make the playoffs? I'm not even looking at schedules. No. Do the Packers?
Yes.
Do the Jags make the playoffs? I already know what you're going to say. There are 7. The Bills or Chiefs are 8.
There's 7. Chiefs are 8? No.
Yeah. Like, it's going to be a very interesting wind down these last, 30% or whatever it is of the season. I hope I get to watch Monday Night Football. Unbelievable. Nico Harrison got fired.
If you had watched it last night, you might not have watched it ever again. Your head would have exploded by how many times the Eagles were offsides on the tush push.
Did they call it ever?
No. I think they actually called it on the Packers once. That's wild. Hilarious. They're like, no. You got to fuck his butt. If you don't fuck his butt, then it's illegal motion. Offsides, you got illegal formation. You got to fuck his butt. If you fuck his butt, listen, I don't know if you know new NFL rules 2025, starting 2025. Dick in butt, you can jump early. Because, it's like when you stick your finger in your dog's butt to get him out of a fight. It's just like, you're going to jump. There's no way to take penis in butthole without jumping a little bit early. But if you don't have penetration, offside stance, illegal formation, no penetration.
So stupid. Nico Harrison, Mavs GM, fired today.
Yeah.
Why wait?
Well, listen, why wait? You're acting like you would fire him right after he made the, like, you're the owner. You have to okay Luka getting traded.
There's so many we've talked about there's so many conspiracies around that. So many. Have you seen some of the ones on TikTok?
No. I mean, I'm sure I have, but I don't know what in particular you're referring to.
Well, isn't Miriam Adelson, doesn't she have an ownership stake in them?
Yeah. Wasn't that the whole thing with the Vegas and the...
Well, she yeah. She's the main owner now? Yeah, she purchased a majority stake from Mark Cuban for $3.5 billion. And that's the whole thing with Right. But she's also very involved, like, politically.
Right. Trying to get a casino built in Dallas, and then they didn't want that. And then,
But she threw all that money at Trump too. Like, this is all important because this is what these people do, right? And she's heavily involved with, like, Israel. She's a dual citizen. So my point is, like, if the conspiracy holds up politically, which I think all the arrows do, they point to, like, oh, you give all this money to the Trump campaign, they continue their support for Israel, they keep funding Israel, keep funding this war, which is basically a genocide, not even a war. Call what it is, right? Why would she not do the same thing for her sports ventures? Is my point, right? Like, hey guys, let's tank. Let's get rid of our best player. Maybe we can move the team to Vegas. I don't know. None of it to this day makes sense. And you have the former owner, Mark Cuban. Who's Mike Cuban, by the way?
Yeah.
I think he's a DJ in Dallas.
No, I think Mike Cuban looks like Mark Cuban, little frumpier, still wears his hat all around town, always talking about how he was actually the smarter brother.
A lot of people confuse me for Mark. I'm actually Mike. I'm Mike.
How's Mark doing? Everybody wants to know about Mark. Mark's fine. Also, Mike's doing pretty good. Not that anyone ever asked.
I got a small little furniture business.
Yeah.
Does pretty well. I mean, it doesn't do Mark numbers. It does pretty well.
Yeah.
Sell some really good stuff. He questioned it though. Mark, my point is, like, they're just.
I started hamsterdance.com. Did that get bought by Yahoo? No. When's the last time I ever used broadcast.com though? Everybody though back in the day was singing dee-dee-dee-da-dee-da-do-do. But no. Mark gets all the Yahoo money. That's why whenever he comes over for Thanksgiving, for that reason, I'm out. You see what I did there, guys?
Oh, man. I mean, if you look at sports trades, like all sports, I'm not just talking basketball.
Look, they traded a dirty, dirty communist from over there in the Eastern Bloc for a great American Cooper American flag. That's what happened. And I like Adelson for that.
Don't you think?
You know why? The dirty Eastern Europeans, they're eating the ducks.
Don't you think it's one of the worst trades
in the history of professional sports?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, it still just doesn't track. So that's why I'm like, was this all just planned? Hey, man, we're going to do this and we're going to fire you. Like, I don't know. There's just so many questions.
I know. There are so many questions. Then there's, like, the whole theory that, like, Nico Harrison just loved him some Anthony Davis.
So they're 3-8 right now, the Mavs. I haven't watched them. Do they just suck?
I haven't watched a ton of Mavs games so far.
How's the Rook playing?
I mean, he's going to be a great player. No doubt about that. It's a little too, in my opinion, in the few stuff I've seen, it's a little too Cooper flaggy. It's a little like he's not a point guard.
Yeah.
And it almost slides into that Luka role of, like, we're going to run the offense around him, which, listen, you got to give the kid some time to develop. You had the first overall pick this year. You're not going to be great. But also, what are we talking about? You were in the finals 2 years ago. You traded your best player. You traded arguably the second best player you've ever had in the history of your franchise. It's a horrible trade.
That's what I'm saying. Like the worst trade.
Yeah. No matter what happens for Cooper Flag, it's a horrible trade.
Yeah.
You were close to winning the championship. If you can make the final in the NBA, if you can make the NBA final, this isn't the Super Bowl. The Mavs weren't the dirty bird Falcons where they're like, oh, it's weird. They came out of a shitty NFC and they got fucking curb stomped in a Super Bowl. We're talking about in the NBA, if you can make the finals, you're a savvy move away from winning the championship. And that savvy move isn't generally sell off your best player for an
I'm saying. I refuse to believe. Like none of this has ever made sense. That's my point. Like, is Nico Harrison just like a pawn in? Hey, man, we got bigger plans.
Maybe
you're going to be the fall guy. None of this has ever made sense ever. Especially when you put it that way. The second best player in your entire franchise history. You just made the finals because of this guy 2 years earlier. In any world, there is not anything in any world where this trade makes sense. Like, there's no way to rationalize
Well,
it.
you also have to remember, here's one thing you have to remember. And there's a reason that this was brought up a lot at the beginning of football season since it happened in the same city. One thing you have to remember, billionaires, and you just made a conspiracy link to Donald Trump and Israel and whatever. And Donald Trump is the example, this is no joke, the most glowing historical example of this that we've ever had or may ever have. Narcissist, billionaire, egomaniacs will do things that are not in anyone, including their own best interests, because they feel some sort of way about it. Jerry Jones traded Micah Parsons because he didn't like how he talked about him in the media. He didn't like that he shared the little details that he tried to get him to sign a deal for a McGriddle without his agent present. So he's like, we're trading him. So you got to remember that Mark Cuban, was one of the great NBA owners of this century, who absolutely turned around the franchise, walked away, turned the franchise over to, a Trumper billionaire who wanted to put a casino in Dallas, and the idea that they really felt, we don't like how Luka just trains. We don't like that Luka just drinks a beer or goes to hookah bars when we told him not to. You can't, discredit the fact that some billionaire lunatic might have just been I don't like the way Luka smells. Eastern Europeans, they always smell like feta cheese. Give me a good American Anthony Davis.
I mean, there could be that. It's just crazy to me that this team is run by her and her son, mostly her son, it seems like. And again, the connection they have with Vegas or all these other things. The Tel Aviv Mavericks.
Move them over to Dubai with the Jets.
Well, I mean, why would you put that on any city, any country? Why would you do that? Why would you put the Jets? They've won. By the way, the Jets have won 2 in a row. We failed to mention that. They beat the teams that should combine and won. They beat the Bengals and the Browns.
Yeah, they own Ohio. Listen, if Ohio State boy Justin Fields could only play teams from Ohio, he'd be all set.
The phone was really quiet. I guess it was a bye week for the Bengals. The phone was quiet with Justin on Sunday.
I texted Justin yesterday. No response.
Oh, he's on a bender.
I don't know. I don't know where he is. I went to Tahoe. Was that 3 weeks ago now? A month ago now. I sent him a hat from the thing that said The Wood, and he's like, "You got to get that for me." I got it for him, and I was like, "All right, I got it for you." No response. The only communication I've had with Justin is via the Bengals group chat, which I am in against my will. I text him directly, no answer. Can I like? So speaking of expansion and retraction, can I get retracted from you guys? Add Yoshi or something? He loves him some Joe Burrow.
I think Yoshi's gonna adopt my daughter, man.
Well, that'd be good. Next time you go out of town, leave everybody with Mr. Yoshi, and then just don't even look at that thing. Yoshi will have them doing fucking Tai Chi by the time you get back. She's like, "Yeah, the baby stands up, but now she stands up." She's doing the crane kick when you look on the camera.
Or my kid will have a third arm because they've been had science experiments run on him.
Oh, I thought you meant a third arm, like, because he's going to show him porn.
Oh, so wrong. So wrong. Yeah, Justin, you should check in with Prano.
Yeah, live, bruh.
Check on in, fam. Do you want to get a couple more calls?
Yeah, let's do it.
310-35. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's on instinct. Did you hear that?
Yeah. 859-832-0478. 859-832-0478.
Yeah, there it is. There's the new hotline, not the old California Skype hotline. All right, let's see what we got here.
Do we know where 859 is, by the way?
Yeah, it's Northern Kentucky.
Oh, got it. Right. We knew that.
All right, so here's one for you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Prano, you are a stan for LeBron, the GOAT of the NBA.
He called again, so I just kind of cut through it a little. All right, so he's saying you're LeBron stan.
LeBron stan.
At least the researchers are really against, technically, Shohei Ohtani. Probably the GOAT of baseball, to be determined, maybe. My question is why? You've mentioned Dave Roberts, the salary cap, Dodgers fans. All that is legitimate. I agree. But just shed some light on the reasons. If it is Dave Roberts specifically, who would have been a manager or coach for LeBron that would have put you against LeBron or made you root against LeBron to win the title, if there was one? Just looking for clarification. No barbs thrown. Just want some clarification. Thanks, Taylor.
It's a very confusing call.
So he's basically saying he felt like you were rooting against Shohei Ohtani.
No, I love Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I didn't think you were.
I'm rooting for Shohei Ohtani. I love seeing Shohei Ohtani do incredible things. I think the GOAT is a little premature. Barry Bonds had hit 114 home runs if they didn't walk him 200 times in a year. You guys thought Shohei Ohtani got walked a lot intentionally in that playoffs. Jesus Christ, you should watch it. You should have watched mid-2000s Barry Bonds. I'm not rooting against Shohei Ohtani. I love Shohei Ohtani. In fact, one of my favorite parts about the World Series, I said no matter what happens, that I want that to go 7 games. I wasn't rooting for a Toronto sweep. I'm not even rooting against Dave Roberts. I have no feelings on Dave Roberts as a person or a human, I literally have no reason to root against Dave Roberts. I actually think Dave Roberts is incompetent and it would never win any World Series if he didn't have the highest payroll in baseball by a landslide when you consider all the deferred money. I was rooting against the Dodgers. I root against the Dodgers for numerous reasons. One, I was ready to embrace the Dodgers when I came to LA. First Dodger game as a Mets fan, I was treated like shit. That's where it started. 2, Chase Utley. 3, Dodgers fans in general. The fair weather fanness, the fact that every game of every single Dodgers game against a team with a good fan base, the Phillies, the Mets, the Giants, the Padres, the Cubs, the whatever, you go to those games, their teams, if it's not 50-50, it's 60-40 Dodgers fans. It's close. Like, Dodger Stadium gets overrun with fans of other teams. I love, a Mexican Dodger fan that wants to sit out there and drink their Estrella and fucking be a bleacher bum. But the fake ass fourth inning fucking Joe Schiavelli Dodgers fans,
shots fired.
Get fucked. Also, I mean, what are we talking about? They're the new evil empire. I'm just rooting against the Dodgers, and I've been rooting for a salary cap since I was 10 years old. And the Dodgers, I was also just rooting for the Toronto Blue Jays. I love Shohei Ohtani. Great. And I don't even have any problem with Shohei Ohtani joining the Dodgers. He was in Los Angeles or in Anaheim. He was in outer Los Angeles somewhere. He's all set up here. He took the most money. He went to the Dodgers. I don't even feel some sort of way about Shohei Ohtani taking the contract he did. Great for him. He earned it. And he's awesome. But also, almost no fans of baseball judge anybody based on, no one's legacy is determined by their championships. Everybody knows Ted Williams is a better baseball player than Derek Jeter. Like infinitely. And so there's not even a world. You are a delusional Yankee fan loser. And you're not to be treated like a real human being. But in basketball, people are like, no, Derek Jeter's better than Ted Williams. Rings, legacy, 6-0 in championships. No, like Barry Bonds. I just talked about Barry Bonds being the fucking GOAT. Like you were talking. I get it. Steroids, whatever. That's neither here nor there. Statistically, and what a guy did. The steroid conversation aside, there's never been a baseball player in my lifetime as good as Barry Bonds. The end. I don't even factor in rings. So I'm not rooting against Shohei Ohtani getting another ring because it doesn't matter. Shohei Ohtani, and honestly, that's my feelings on sports in general. I'm judging all of you guys. I'm judging everybody based on everything they do, regardless of whether or not they have their team success. Now, you elevate, you get a guy like Eli Manning. You double back to the start of the show. I'm not judging Eli Manning because he played for a franchise that couldn't put good teams on the field and finished with a 500 record. And every time they put a above average or even average team on the field, okay? I'm not judging Matthew Stafford on his 500 career record. I'm judging them on what I watch. Shohei Ohtani is great, and I root for him to succeed all the time. I'm rooting against the Dodgers. I'm rooting against baseball being overrun by whoever has the most money wins the championship every year, or whoever has the most money is at least in the World Series fucking every year. And yeah, that's it. Really has nothing to do with that. In basketball, dumb people, Jordan Stan, slurper, loser, boomer, fucking brainwash, propaganda, Gatorade, McDonald's, Hanes, fucking dork, 90s fucking losers only talk about championships. So that means even when I'm a guy who hates the Heat, I'm at the end of LeBron's Heat career hoping he wins because I'm like, oh, I like the best player being the best player. But if no one's going to give the obvious best player of all time credit because of rings, then I'm rooting for him to win rings. Hope that answers your question.
I think that clarifies it. All right, let's get to another call from Singapore.
What up, guys? This is Samir from Singapore. I was just calling because I think the entire story of Big Cat pretending to be a Chicago sports fan was too absurd to have gone swept under the rug so quickly. I feel like that was a news story for like 2 days, and it's been completely forgotten. That should be 100% disqualified for any of his opinions on fandom or related to sports. I mean, this guy moved from Boston in the middle of the Boston sports dynasty. I think Brady had already won a couple Super Bowls. The Red Sox had completed their comeback, and then he moves to Chicago and starts pretending to be a Cubs fan, a lifelong Cubs fan, and a lifelong Bears fan. That's absurd. I cannot imagine how bad my friend group would roast me if I switched allegiances to another sports franchise and then pretended like I was always a fan of that team. That is the most ridiculous shit I've ever heard. I can't believe it had. I mean, I can understand because people are crazy, but it's wild to me that it didn't affect his listener base at all. It didn't affect his ratings at all. And anyways, I think it should get some more attention because that's one of the craziest sports stories of the year to me.
Shout out to Samir. I'll hop on.
Yeah, go for it, and then I'll respond. I have the quickest, the simplest.
Well, look. Here's my thing. I don't follow. I don't follow. I don't think you do. Like, I don't really follow those guys. And I know you have strong opinions about Barstool. Like I don't really just follow just them in general. Obviously, I'll see stuff posted or content that goes viral or whatever. And obviously, they have a huge fan base and everything. It is crazy. I mean, to agree with you, like the whole thing is nuts to me. And look, people move, and obviously, I moved to LA and I started, but it wasn't like, you know, I would go to some Rams games and I'd get some Rams gear, but like the whole to create a story is wild, especially like Samir stated. You're in the middle of the start of the Patriots dynasty. The Red Sox are good, and I think the Celtics were maybe not that good at that point, but the whole thing is wild. It is crazy that like people like let me put it this way. I look at certain politicians, probably all of them for the most part. When you lie and do something, I can't really take you credible. And to me, that's kind of what this is. Like it's a comedy. Again, I don't know what he's doing over there, if he's doing serious takes or it's more tongue in cheek and it's satire. But yeah, I agree. If he is like, dude, if you're trying to make legit real sports talk as far as like takes, I wouldn't take it seriously either.
This has nothing to do with Portnoy's politics or Taylor Swift's politics or anything like that. Barstool is a cult. Barstool's a cult. Swifties are a cult. Trumpers are a cult. We live in cult culture. We live in culture where there's these brands and their whole goal is to get you to buy into their brand no matter what. So, for example, and, again, I'm just going to, this has nothing to do with the politics of Trump. I don't care. But he has a devoted cult-like fan base who screams things like release the Epstein files until he doesn't do it. And then he's not in there. They don't give a fuck about anything except riding for their leader. Taylor Swift fans don't give a fuck about charity or the environment or the patriarchy or whatever. If she says she hates women, then they hate women. If she says she loves women, then they love women. If she says she's giving to charity, they love charity. If she says private jets are great, they love private jets. It's a cult. Barstool's a cult. So the idea that this story is going to last or anybody's going to pick up on it, no one cares about the goings on inside the cult except the cult members. And when the cult says this is a non-story, then it's a non-story. Barstool's a cult. They ride or die for their little fucking cult. The shit that comes out of that place across the board, from this guy will say this one thing and this guy will say this thing, or this is going to do this, or this is going to fucking do that. You're talking about, you're talking about a guy that said fucking what's the little fucking environmental girl's name that her boat should be bombed? Greta Thunberg's boat should be bombed. We should bomb Greta Thunberg's boat. And then somebody's like, "You're Jewish," and he's like, "How dare you? Oh, what does that have to do with anything? You're hurt. You're saying hurtful things. You just were edgelording about killing a kid. Like, they're a cult. There's the thing with cults is they don't have to stay on brand because the brand is whatever they make it. It changes with the wind. Whatever suits a cult, they can say. That's why they have devotees. The cult will do whatever the cult leaders say. Barstool and their fans are cults. It's a cult. So the story didn't last because they were like, it's a non-story. And they're like, oh, it's a non-story.
Well, and look, and I'll say this, as a guy, like, I'll give him credit for building that cult, so to speak. The whole marketing, all that stuff, it's not easy to do. But, I see what you're saying, and I think that is part of the reason. I also think they don't care. Like, the listeners, the stoolies, whatever they are, the fans. Again, I don't listen, so maybe somebody could correct me. I don't think they're having like deep sports, real sports, like discussions. Does that make sense?
I have no idea.
Which again is fine. They can do whatever they want, but like I don't think their fans care enough.
Their fans only care about what they tell them to care about.
Like,
again, this isn't what's that?
When did that story even come out? Like, do you remember?
Last year? This time last year? Ballpark? I don't know.
Like, yeah. Sorry, I'm just looking. It was January of this year.
Yeah. No one cares because who's going to talk about it outside of the thing? Like the things that happen there, because that shit pops up on my timeline.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, and they'll be like, what's going on with this? I go, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what any of this means. I don't know. Like, like sometimes I'll have to like get caught up on it because I'm like, what's happening? And they're like, oh, you don't know? This chick dates Zach Bryan. And I'm like, she's on a sports show? And they're like, no. She's on Barstool, though. And I'm like, isn't Barstool a sports thing? They're like, nah, she does a show with. I'm like, all right. Why do I care? And they're like, no, you shouldn't. I'm like, cool. But in their thing, it's like, this is like a huge deal because there's this whole world.
But that's what I'm saying. Like they've brilliantly created this.
Great. But I'm saying the reason, so things happen in there that like the outside world is so hyper important to them. Like it's our poop sock. You know what I mean? Like like the poop sock. It's like, but to the outside world, like I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
No,
so
I agree.
Their world. When that happened to Big Cat, I'm sure it was a thing. And then they were like, nothing to see here. It's not a big deal. He's our Chicago guy. And then there people were like, it's nothing to see here. It's not a big deal. He's our Chicago guy. What should we care about? El Presidente? And he's like, news or whatever. I don't know.
I don't even know if they said, again, neither of us follow it. So it's like tough for me to speak on. Like, I don't know if they said, hey, nothing to see here, or if just we're going to create this drama within our own base of fans, our thousands of fans or whatever. We're going to create.
Listen, I followed Big Cat for a while. I also famously have the DM of him being like, yeah, just so you know, we stole your Jameis content. I was like, yeah, all right, do you guys? I remember when it happened because it was insane. It was insane that we exist in a world where it's like, even though I'm not involved, like I know enough about it. Like
Well,
even
course,
though
it's
I'm
all over
not,
the internet,
even though
like social.
I'm not involved. Like we've had Rappaport on our show and we've done whatever, but like, am I listening to the Michael Rappaport stereo podcast daily? No. But if it came out that like he grew up a Nets fan, everybody be like, what? You're like the Knicks guy. You made the documentary about the Knicks and you're Mr. Knicks guy. What are you talking about? So even though I don't know anything about the dude at Barstool's history, I remember it being a story. I'm like, oh yeah, the Chicago guy, the guy with the mustache, the Chicago guy. Sure. And the other dude's like a Commanders fan or something like that. Yeah. Okay, what happened? And they're like, oh, he turns out he grew up a Patriots fan. And then I saw the thing. He's like, listen, this is what happened. And then this happened, and this happened, and then they were like, cool, nothing to see here. And I'm like, all right, cool. Like, am I shocked that you guys like your little cult did your little cult thing? No, I'm not fucking give a shit. Trump also stopped caring about the fucking Epstein files the second that he got control of the Epstein files. Like, this is what cults do.
I'm just trying to think if there's another sports analogy of this happening or instance. I mean, I can't off the top of my head.
The people who should to answer the caller's question, the people who should be talking about this and making it a big thing
are people who follow it.
Right. And those people have been told that it's not a big thing and to move on. And so then they're like, okay, today.
Yeah. The truth is I had completely forgotten about it. Because again, I just don't care or pay attention. (859-832-0478). That's a hotline. Give us a shout.
Come to see me, New Brunswick, New Jersey, November 20th, Thursday. I'll also be in New York. I fly to New York tomorrow. Show at the Stand the 17th. Show at the Stand the 13th. Show at the Stand the 15th. Show at the Stand the 17th. Show in Jersey the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Vegas the 24th through the 30th. How many days are there in November? 30. Shows in Vegas to the 24th to the 30th every night except for Thanksgiving. Come see a show. January, I'll be in Irvine Improv with Nate Craig, co-headlining thing. All this and more at joeprano.com. Follow me on all social media at Joe Prano. I've triggered some Nikki Glazer stands on TikTok again. If anybody's
I mean, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
You know me. This is the difference between being in a cult and being a loner. When you own anything,
you had to always think of the Andy Ruther question. When I said this last time, what is the end game, my friend? What is the end
nothing.
game?
Just making. Eddie have said this to me the other day. He goes, he was talking about. He's like, whatever, but like, who cares? And I'm like, yeah. He goes, Patton Oswalt said. What here? I'll read you the exchange because we were talking about just like the integrity that comes with.
What did Eddie say about it?
He said, in the words of Patton Oswalt, integrity doesn't buy you blowjobs on golden crusted Learjets. And I said, well, private jet caviar tastes like shit when you know you're a hack. And I'm just trying to ruin the taste of people's caviar.
Do you think she really stole that though?
No. I think the same thing I've thought the whole time. You fucking hire shitbag hack thief writers and you don't vet them because not a real fucking person. And guess what? Here's the second part of the thing. We've now done two of this, and to both of them, the stands go, it's not like it's that hard of a so why are you riding so hard for somebody that every time somebody talks about one of your jokes, you go, it's not even a difficult concept. Everyone does it. So your favorite comic in the world, you go out of your way to admit can't come up with an original concept. Yes, I think her writer fucking stole it from Greg Giraldo. Yes, I do.
From a 2006 bit, like I'd never seen or heard of.
Right. But you know what? this is where we're at, where comedians today.
Did you know that bit?
No. I'm not a huge Greg Giraldo guy, but I guarantee a fucking.
So then how'd you get tipped off for that bit?
Our boy, who we got to have on the show, by the way, former MLB agent Josh Kuznick.
He knew that bit?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
And then
that guy, by the way, we got to have him on sometime. Crazy. I might have to bring back Joe Prano podcast. Justin, lunatic, came across my thing, had the beef over the Juan Soto thing, and now he pops up on my timeline all the time. And me and my wife just sit there and go, based takes, nonstop based takes. Lunatic, based takes all day. Everything he says, I'm like, I agree. He's crazy, but I agree.
Fascinating. All right, I got to pop off here. We good?
We're good.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on Friday. Good. Prano will be on the East Coast. That's good. We got the same time zone. I love when we do that. Have a great week. We'll see you guys in a few days. And as always, stay dirty.